Can I have some kisses? Mama kisses. Oh, I have a lot to do today, honey. I know you want to play. Oh, thank you. I love you too. I gotta go get back to work. You want to go see the strawberry farm? You want to go do the chickens? Let's go do the chickens. All right, so here I am at the strawberry field. I came here to check, and they are looking absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that humongous strawberry plant. This is just crazy how early it is in the season, and I've already got plants this side. Now, as you can see behind me, these are two, I would say, 700 foot. I don't know how long the rows are. There's a lot of strawberry plants because it goes that way too. I'm a little bit of a ways down the row checking on all these, and they're not all the same size, but we transplanted all of these by hand, my husband and myself, and from our larger patch that over by the house, and we brought them here and we put in irrigation and plastic, and then our goal this year is to do 2 more rows over here. We're gonna plow all of this down. That you can see where we had corn last year, and there's old potatoes. That's just grass. We can just plow that down and mow that down. And I'm also going to have if I stand up, you might be able to see. I got a big plot of land. I'm going to have my fresh cut flowers right over here, a couple rows down from these strawberries. So we are sharing the pollinators. That's the barn over behind me, and behind that barn is another big strawberry patch. But yeah, these strawberry plants, I mean, they're huge. We still had snow in this field last year. I think today's like the 14th, right? We still had snow back here. We hadn't even started weeding, so this is like such a blessing because, I mean, looking at these plants, the plastic really, it just keeps the weeds. There's just a few little weeds that manage to grow up the hole, but for the most part, everything... Look! Flowers! We've got strawberry flowers. Oh, that's so exciting. There are strawberry flowers. There are flowers. Oh, it's the middle of May. I did not have flowers on these strawberry plants in the middle of May. Ever! So, this is so cool. And I mean, some of these plants are huge. Some of them are tiny. But, you know, they'll all catch up. And all of a sudden, you know, I might actually have June-bearing flowers on my June-bearing strawberry plants. June-bearing fruit, rather. Because that's what these are. They're called June-bearing, but in Maine it's actually July-bearing, right? But, oh, they look so good. So anyway, back to what I was telling you. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, so if you can see where those little trees are back there, there's a big patch where we grew pumpkins last year. And we're going to do that again. But all of this area back here where there's really not too much, this is all going to be more rows of strawberries. And then beyond this is going to be where my cut flowers and sunflowers and all that other stuff is going to go. And then beyond that, which you can't see because it kind of goes down in a hill a little bit, is another plowed field. And that's going to be where all of our squashes and watermelons, I'm going to have a big watermelon patch, and where all that's going to go. And that's not even, oh, I got a bee, honey. I'm not a flower. But you can pollinate those flowers right over there, please. Over there. Okay, go away, bee. So, yeah. I'm excited. Oh, the bee just landed right out of my escape key. But I'm super excited about this. These strawberries look great. You can see how far I've walked. I'm just walking down this field here. And the strawberries, as you can see behind me, they're all coming up. The plastic's doing its job with the weeds and keeping the moisture in and the bad things out. And oh, we've got lots more little flowering strawberries down here. Come here, bee. Come here, bee. Over here. Oh, good. It's got something on it already. Good. Oh, it's exciting. So exciting. Okay, so oh dear, what's growing up here? All right, so I have to get to work here and make sure all of these plants are making it out of the plastic, because I see one over here that's kind of growing underneath the plastic, so I gotta go help it out. See the sunflowers? Aren't they beautiful? They're not all sunflowers, but most of them are. Some of the stuff in the back is actually zinnias, but these are the first succession plant number 1 of my sunflowers, and they are looking grand. Even though ones that look like they're not growing in the middle, they are. They just had a much longer germination time. Those are Italian whites. It's a branching sunflower, so they're not quite as vigorous as these gorgeous purple sunfill ones and my Pro-Cut orange. Oh, I'm so excited. I love sunflowers. Welcome to my greenhouse. I just wanted to talk to you really quick today about how I've been using this greenhouse, how I've been fighting the frost that has really had a huge grip on northern Maine this last week or so. Talk about some problems I'm still having. This is a new learning curve for me. I've never really grown any flowers or fruits or vegetables on such a big scale before, and this is just a small greenhouse. I mean, I don't know how people, I guess they have to have a lot of help, how people do it with the big giant greenhouses, because this is a ton of work, a ton more work than I anticipated. But I've got a whole picnic table, like right there, full of more seedlings. My deck behind you is loaded with seedlings. I still have a shelf in my bedroom full of stuff and another shelf in my living room full of stuff. They're just not quite ready to come outside yet because they're too small. They can't really tolerate the direct sunlight quite yet. But I just want to show you, like, basically what I've been doing and how I've been battling this frost and how I've been making this greenhouse work for us. I did have one little scare one night. I checked the weather and the wind and all of that stuff, and it said that it was going to get down to 39, and I was like, well, that's not bad. We can do 39 degrees, and everything that's in here should be fine. I didn't keep the tomato plants or anything in here because I know that they can't even they don't even like 40-degree weather. Really, anything below 50, tomato plants really struggle with. So I did have those all inside, and the pepper plants and stuff like that, but I left most of my other stuff out here, and I woke up the next morning and a lot of things had frosted over. Luckily, I got super lucky, and the only thing that I lost was a little tray of Brussels sprouts. But ever since then, I have not been trusting the Weather Channel. I'm like, no, unless it's like 45 that the Weather Channel is predicting. I've been bringing everything in. My husband and I, we take everything out and everything in every night. And for the last couple of weeks, we've been doing that, and it's really, you know, it takes up the whole kitchen, like all the counter space, the laundry room floor, full of seedlings, the dining room table. I mean, there was a week straight where we couldn't even really eat at the dining room table because it was just covered with plants that we just couldn't have outside because the temperatures have just been so kind of crazy. I know we haven't had snow, but it really hasn't been all that warm, and it's been very windy, and I just don't trust it. So that had to stop. The hauling everything in and out and taking up all the space in the house just had to stop. So I was like, I got to figure out a way to keep the things inside the greenhouse warm and safe. And I know that really nice greenhouses you can heat, but I only spent like $94 or something on this, and I was like, yeah, this probably won't hold I mean, it's a greenhouse, and like right now it's pretty warm in here, and I have the door open, and it works like a greenhouse, but as soon as the sun goes down, it's cold in here. It doesn't really, it's not insulated or whatever, it's not airtight, but I figured there's got to be something that I could do to keep some warm in here during the night. And so I have this little heater back here, and I tested it out one night on my oldest and strongest, and my heftiest plants that I thought could take if they did get frosted. They probably wouldn't die. Like my snapdragons, for instance, they like the cold. They're cold tolerant. So what I did is I took an extension cord, and it's plugged right into the side of my house, and I brought this in here, and it's sitting on this cinder block, and I closed everything down. I closed the windows, and I turned it on after the sun had gone down, and I just wanted to see, will it even heat the greenhouse? Will the temperature even go up at all, right? And so I turned it on, and I just shut everything up, and I waited about 45 minutes, and I came back out, and I checked. And sure enough, I came in here, and it was easily 51 degrees outside that evening, and it had to have been about 70 degrees inside here. So I was like, wow, it raised up the temperature that much in 45 minutes. I said, all right, that's great. And it was staying warm. So I was like, well, that's great. All right, so what am I going to do? Am I going to just leave this running all night? No. I'm not going to leave it running all night because, one, I don't want to wear it out. And two, I don't want to raise my electricity. I mean, I know it's just a little, but, I pay electricity, and I'm just trying to keep costs as low as possible. So I'm like, well, it's already pretty warm in here now. It should stay warm. I shut it off. And so I decided that the coldest part of the night is right around 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the coldest part of the night. So I was like, well, how about we leave everything in there, and I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and quickly just plug it in, right? So at least from 3 to sunup, it will, the coldest part of the night, it will warm it up in here. And if there was a little bit of a frost happening, it will take care of it, because flowers and stuff can get a little frost on it. It's the hours and hours and hours that they are frosted that really affect them. And so all last week, that's what we've been doing. We've left everything out here except the tomato plants. And the tomato plants go in every night. I don't care how nice it's going to be. They're going to be going in every night for at least another few days. And I've set my alarm to get me out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning so I can come out here. Really, and I don't have to come out here. I have the extension cord. I just basically open my sliding door, and I reach out and I plug it in. And I have this turned facing my door so I can see the little red light that's on the front turn on, and I know it's on. So, and that's been working beautifully. We've had a frost just about every single night. I look at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep, there's frost on my car. Okay, gotta get that heater on quick. And I put the heater on, and I know within a half hour, 45 minutes, it raises the temperature in here 20 degrees, and everything has been perfect. And I only have to run it for about 3 hours a night. So super, super excited that has been working. I've got my house back. We can eat dinner at the dining room table. That's what we do. We are a family that eats at the dining room table together, not in the living room in front of the TV or anything like that. And it's been working great. I'm so excited. A smart, sane person would just get one of those little things that you can plug in, and it has a timer on it, so it would turn on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't have to get up. But I know me, I would get up, and I would toss and turn, and I wouldn't be able to sleep until I knew, and I saw with my own eyes that red light was on. So I was like, I'll just get up. I only have to get up for 60 seconds. And And just to give me peace, knowing that all of my hard work out here isn't getting frosted right to death. Because there are some tropical flowers in here that are literally perennials for zone 9. And here I am in zone 4, and I have their there's some back there and back there, those tall plants. I don't know if you can see them, the tall plants behind me in the corner. Yeah, those are perennials for zone 9. That's like Miami, right? So I don't want to kill them, but they've been in here all week, and look at them. They look marvelous. Okay. And there's been frost every night. So that is how I've been battling the frost. This little, probably $25 heater that I got a year or two ago, and I run it for about 3 hours a night during the coldest parts of the night, between 3 and 6. Those are the coldest hours in the night. So yeah, that's how I battle the frost, and I've taken my house back. I just want to show you a couple of other things really fast while I'm in here. A lot of people have been asking me, I am having a seedling sale. I just got my license to sell nursery stock and seedling stock in the mail yesterday. That's kind of what's been holding this all up for a while, is I had to wait for that thing to come in. So I finally got that, and that's exciting. And so by next weekend, I don't even know what today's date is. Today the 14th? I don't know. Next Saturday, I will start selling all of these things. I have a lot of cool, cute ideas. Like, I wanted to share with you these kitty gardens, Kiddie. I am a kindergarten teacher, and I wanted to call them kinder gardens, but people would, because I wanted to spell them Kinder, right? Gardens. But, and people kept calling them kinder gardens, and I'm like, no, they're kinder gardens. So anyway, I named them kitty gardens instead, and they're so cute. I'll show you this whole tray. I got this whole beautiful tray of kitty gardens, and these are specifically designed for your kids, because I love getting kids out and gardening. And I think every child should have their own little corner of real estate in the yard where they can grow their own garden. And within each of these little kitty gardens, they've got an established tomato plant, a watermelon plant, a pepper plant, a lettuce plant, a pumpkin plant, and a cucumber plant, all in one cute little 6-pack container for $3. They'll need about, 7 or 8 cubic feet of space of a garden to grow these things, because the pumpkin plant, you'll probably get 2 or 3 pumpkins from one plant, and they spread out. The watermelon plant, these particular watermelon plants, I planted them last year. We were super lucky, but I got really good soil and fertilizer, and we got 7 or 8 watermelons from just the one plant. The lettuce is prolific. It's just cut and come again, cut and come again, cut and come again. And the cucumbers, it's a pickling kind of it's a pickling cucumber, so they're not too big. They can just take it right off the vine, throw it under the hose water, and crunch right into it. But this one's even got 2 tomato plants. Yeah, 2. 1, 2. I just want kids out gardening, and this could be their own, little project over the summer that they can water and they can prune and, get out with the family and do this with whoever in your life loves gardening. My sister-in-law actually says that that's what she wants. She doesn't need a whole she just wants one of each plant, and she's going to buy a couple from me too. I also have flower kitty gardens that have dahlia, zinnia, asters, carnation, and maybe a sunflower. I can't remember. I made a couple different varieties, and a lot of them I've already sold. So those are back there. And same thing, $3. And they're so cute, and I love them, and I wish I probably had made more, but, this is the first year that I've done this. And I didn't have this greenhouse about, a month ago today. I didn't have it. So it's been a learning experience, in another video I told you about my Wizard of Oz day when I left this door open. Another thing that I need to do is I need to utilize more of this vertical space in here, especially when I'm ready to start bringing the other seedlings that are still inside under the lights out here. I have to bring some shelving out. I could have bought one that came with the shelving attached, but that would have been disastrous if my Wizard of Oz moment had happened on a day when I had all of my plants sitting on a shelf that was attached to this greenhouse and frame. I mean, I would have lost everything. I only lost one little thing that day, and all the other stuff just stayed right here on the ground where it's at and on that table. So I am going to bring another shelf out here and so utilize some of this vertical space, but that's another problem for another day. Got lots to do. Got to transplant more sunflowers. I've got to, no, not transplant, sow more sunflowers, but I've got to transplant a lot of other things that are getting a little too overgrown in their little tiny containers. Can't wait to get these things in the ground. It's going to be amazing. But, so yeah, that's my tricks and tips for today. If you are interested in buying any of my plants, I've got 10-week-old tomato plants up there that have very, very, very nice established roots. They're not bushy, which is exactly what you don't want in a tomato plant. You don't want a lot of green. You want a lot of main stem, and you want flowering branches. They're going to start flowering soon. But you do not want big bushy plants, because then you're going to have all that energy going into those leaves, and you're going to have a ton more pruning to deal with and a lot less fruit. So they'll be 10 weeks old next week. Not all of my tomato plants will be that old, but I do have some. I've got cherry tomato plants that are going on 6 weeks old right now. Those are looking really nice. I've got beefsteak tomatoes. I've got New Girl tomatoes. And like I said, they're already really nicely established, so that cuts away at a lot of the time that you're going to have to wait for fruit. So hopefully it all works out that way. And the deeper you plant it, for instance, let me turn around. I'm sitting on this little teeny tiny front area. I got a cute, this is, I don't know. I have some tomato plants in here that I've been kind of nursing because I don't remember if I told you that I was watering them in an aluminum pan. And it was slowly poisoning them, so obviously I'm going to be keeping these tomatoes in my personal garden. But you keep plucking off these side branches as it grows taller and taller. These have like dramatically improved compared to what they looked like a couple of weeks ago when I was poisoning them. And then when I plant this little baby in the ground, I'm going to plant it right to that depth. So this whole piece of stem, plus all of this rooting, will be underground, and that is going to make this grow faster. It's going to make it grow stronger, and it's going to force it to fruit and flower, because eventually the plant's going to be like, my gosh, she just keeps taking all my branches away. I better make some seed, right? And the only way for these plants to make seed is to make fruit, right? So you keep pruning, it's going to keep saying, oh, keep giving me seed. It wants to reproduce itself. So you just pluck those off, and these look great. I really thought these were going to die. I felt terrible about how I didn't know you can't use aluminum. You can use foil pans, but you can't use aluminum pans. Whatever. It's all part of this. Learn something new every day. So anyhow, that is, there's my flower kitty gardens right there. I already showed them to you when I turned, there they are. It says kitty gardens. Yep. So, and they look so nice. Those are the flower ones, and I have a whole table full of sunflowers. So yes, first seedling sale is going to be Saturday. I accidentally hit a button and shut off the recording. Anyway, I think I was talking about seedling sale. It will be Saturday, and it's going to be at 815 Dyer Brook Road. If you're coming from the southern, Sherman, Island Falls area, you're on Route 2, and you know where the Dyer Brook Cemetery is. It would be on your left, and so 815 Dyer Brook Road will be on the right, just a little ways up past the Dyer Brook Cemetery. It's right, same driveway as the old McNelly General Farm Store, or just General Store? Yeah, General Store. And it's right before the Keithbrook Road as well. So it's super easy to find, right off Route 2. I'll have the stand, I'll have the sign, I'll have tables out with all the seedlings on it. If you want to come by and take a look, that would be fantastic. Probably, I would say I'll be ready about 9 o'clock. Oh, here comes the sun. I have no sunglasses. 9 o'clock, and I'll just go until I guess I'm tired or nobody's coming anymore. So, all right, I will see you then. Bye.